Good day, family. God bless you. Wherever you are tuning in across the world, you're watching and tuning in to another exciting show of Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. Well, we are definitely excited for our returning guest. She is always, she just somebody you just need to know. If you need any assistance in regards to senior living, she is one of our experts and we love her very, very, very much. However, but we also want to let everyone know that today this broadcast is being done on March 17, 2021, which is also St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to those who are celebrating. Also, we want to send a special shout out to those who are celebrating birthday. Everybody in March was posting. Mm-hmm. So whatever your sign is in March, I think it's Pisces season. Yes. A lot of my family members, my uncle, my aunts, my cousins, happy birthday to the Hubbard families who celebrate their birthday in March.
Yeah.
That's out the way. All right, now here we go. Today joining us, let me tell you, is boots on the ground. She is a returning guest of Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard. Her name is Pat Edmond. She's Director of Sales and Marketing of Prairie Green at Dixie Crossing. Let me tell you, beautiful, cute facility. Let me tell you, it's like a boutique on land, cruise ship on land almost. And the pool will be coming shortly. I'm sure. I'm just joking. But let me tell you, we were visiting this opportunity last a while back, and we're now back into the conversation of adult children and caregivers. It's time to have the conversation about senior living. A lot of people are just so new to the topic. We talked about and recapped our last conversation talking about making the decision. Do we want to talk about it? Do mom and dad need somewhere else to go because we leaving jobs to go to live, to make sure our parents are getting what they need and we're becoming a caregiver? Well, sometimes we don't have to do that. So let me do this. I'm going to have our expert join us. Come back to the stage or the mic. Pat Edmond is going to recap our previous conversation and then bring us update as to where we're going now. So everyone, welcome back to Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard. Miss Pat Edmond.
Thank you, Miss Clara. Hello, everyone. So yes. It's very important to have those conversations. And I think more so sooner rather than later. That's probably my living mantra. Oftentimes we work and operate reactively, or I have to do it now. But we've seen the signs, we've seen the symptoms, we've seen all the elements telling us we need to make a move soon. We need to start making some decisions. Let's see what we can do. And oftentimes we like to do a quick Band-Aid, and it doesn't work. And unfortunately, one of the reasons why this topic, I wanted to bring it to your viewers and to the large masses, because lately I have had a high incidence of people coming to me too late. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by too late is when I spoke with you maybe a year ago and you wanted to, well, I'm not quite ready yet. Oh, well, let me just see. But all the red flags were up there because at that time, you were rearranging your schedule. You were trying to go over and cook mama's meals. You were trying to go take granny to the doctor's office or this appointment. All the red flags were there. But then when it got to the point where someone said, it's time to act now. Mm-hmm. And usually the now, you're either bordering where you actually need affordable assisted living, or where the one that we don't want to accept is the skilled nursing facility. And I'm trying to prevent families from putting a pause and making that active decision before you come to me. And unfortunately, I may have to say, we can't accommodate mom's needs. We can't accommodate dad's needs. We're not in the business to move someone in and 30 days later, we have to move them right back out because we just cannot manage their needs safely. Wow. So that's the main thing.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. So let's have the conversation early.
Yes. Well, what we want to also identify is that Prairie Green at Dixie Crossing is a independent / supportive living facility. Is that correct?
So we're actually a supportive living community.
Community, there we go.
So the best definition, we provide apartment style living with support services.
Gotcha. Okay.
So oftentimes people think, well, when is it time? So, okay, let's take the scenario. They may be at home or living independently in a senior apartment. And you may have community services coming in with a home health aide or a homemaker. But now you realize the homemaker is there 5 days a week, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, 4 hours a day, needing a little more care. You're afraid for mom to be there by herself for a period of time. I'm not talking about overnight.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a period of time during daylight hours. You are afraid, well, I'm not sure if mama eating. Because, seniors, that population, they equate eating and cooking as a form of love. So it's difficult and challenging to cook for one when you're used to cooking a feast for a family. So it's depressing for a senior to cook for themselves because they get tired. They don't have an idea what to cook. Then they have, dental issues, so they can't chew, things of that sort. So you get tired of eating the same old thing. So that's one of the telltale signs. When they're not eating, they're not taking their medications like they should because, they might be rationing the medication.
Yeah.
Like, oh, today I feel okay. I'm not going to take it. But the doctor told you to take one pill a day.
The pill is a preventive part. Hello?
Right. Not when you feel like it. It needs to be every day to maintain your health.
Yes.
So that's where we step in to kind of be, I call it a homemaker on steroids. That's the best way to define it.
Okay.
Supportive living is the homemaker on steroids because we do the 3 meals a day to ensure they're having their nutrition. You have the certified nurses aides that are here 24/7. So that way, in the event they need assistance with the activities of daily living, they need someone to do their laundry and washing, someone is here to help with that. Now, the nursing staff is only here for a period of time, and it's intermittent nursing, 12 hours. So supportive living is not a nursing home. Nursing home is 24/7 skilled nursing.
That's right.
Supportive living is intermittent nursing.
Yeah.
So the nurses are here, so in the event something happens, they can come in, they can assess the resident. Notice I'm saying resident, not patient.
That's right.
They assess the resident.
Thank you.
And see how they're doing, taking their temperature, taking their vitals. And if they feel, we're not comfortable with what we're seeing, we're going to send them out to be evaluated. So that's what we do. And then they have the camaraderie of their peers. So that they're not at home. The TV is not babysitting them. You don't have the grandchild that goes in and pop in for 30 minutes and then leave. And you thought they were there all day checking on granny or mama. But no, they weren't. They were out with their friends hanging out. So guess what? Here they have their friends. They can be among the peers, have adult conversations, talk about things that's relevant to them versus something they have no clue with their grandchildren. Not saying the grandchildren is not important because it is. Youth invoke the mind and body and spirit. So I'm not saying that's not important. It is very important. Absolutely. But you also have to be engaged and involved. So,
and one of the things that I'm going to say too is I just want to cheerlead our older Americans because they were the most vulnerable.
Yes.
If we paid attention. You could find seniors with more masks than you can find now. They were masking up because they were vulnerable. They paid attention. They also were respectful of what was happening in the current communities that you serve, the senior communities. But unfortunately, I think the conversation that we can pull up now, Pat, is that we didn't understand, i.e. the family member didn't understand what was going on inside the community.
Correct.
So here I am, March, I think 11th, was it last year? Lockdown took place. You mean to tell me I can't call and check on my auntie? What? All blame on the community, not knowing what happens behind those doors, which is purposely in place to protect and keep them safe and the family members safe.
Right.
So, if you can, let's go to the lockdown situation, and then we're going to take a quick commercial break.
So the lovely lockdown situation, and I was part of the senior management team that was responsible for, we contacted every family member by phone of what was going on. So you're right. And it was that fear of what's going on, why I can't come in. And like you said, they forgot that we are here to protect them. We're not here to keep them away from you, but to protect them. And we're also following the guidance of the other public officials we had to follow. So yes, we got cussed out, but it was in love. We knew it wasn't nothing personal. It was just from a place of fear, the unknown, and all of that. And then, I hate to say it, but we actually spoil our residents and families. So oftentimes they forget, because they do get our attention, that it's just their loved one, but they forget it's a whole community. Yeah. So I understand mama important, but I got a whole bunch of other mothers and fathers in the building too.
Yeah.
So we will get to you, but it was a bit unhearing, but we pushed through it. And believe it or not, once we got through that first and second wave, our families and our residents directly, they thanked us every day. They said, you know what? Now I get it. I understand. You kept us safe. We appreciate you. The ones that gave us the biggest pushback, they're our biggest cheerleaders now.
Yeah.
I am happy to report with the vaccinations in place, and we have completed our vaccination clinics. We have our final one next Tuesday. We are 91% vaccinated.
Woo-wee!
Yes.
So
yes, it is.
Now let's be clear. Was there reluctance? Because everyone is saying that some older Americans are just reluctant to take the vaccine. We're hearing that many communities around the city and the country who have the access to get vaccinated just refuse to do so. So what is your thought? What was the outcome through your residents?
So majority of my residents here, were on board. They were not fearful about it. Most of them, if not all of them, consulted their physician. So the ones that primarily did not do it, it was either because the physician directed them to, because of whatever ingredients were in the vaccine that may cause them a reaction. You probably had maybe 0.1% of true actual fear of the unknown of, I don't know what this is. I don't want this in my body. I'm going to wait and see what the next round is like. Yeah. And we'll have some individuals after. That's why we did 3 steps. So after the first one, and they saw that there were no reactions with anyone in the community, and then the second clinic, they were on board. So yeah.
Well, I'm just excited and encouraged because we have already talked prior. Mm-hmm. Are literally what we call people getting better with age. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So they love to, and they're active. Yes. That's what I was telling somebody. Like, I had a family member who hurt her knee, and she is in her 70s, but the point is she was active. So the treatment is minor on her end because she was still active. And as we keep everybody, a body emotion stays in motion. Of course, yes, we have been isolated. Of course, we have not seen our loved ones. The bridge group, the red hat, the pink hat. We haven't gone to our social meetings, but a lot of them are doing it virtual.
Yes,
so that's that engagement piece. But what we want people to understand is that you have to be responsive to those and those around you. So I love that there were testimonies from the families, because we all came in this blind. And without any form of direction for many, many, many months. Hello? Yeah. So we always say, I'm going to tell you now, we greet you in the spirit of masking up. We're still under the 100-day plus announcement from our current president, Joe Biden, and his administration, asking America and the country and the world at large to mask up. It does help. It does save lives. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. I want everyone to see this beautiful cruise ship on land known as Prairie Green at Dixie Crossing. Everyone stay tuned. We got more on Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard. If you got questions, please put them in our box on Facebook and YouTube, because we have comment sections there. Everyone stay tuned.
Walked in, I just thought it was beautiful. I thought it looked like a hotel. I loved the color combination. In my former life, I was a social worker, so I have been in lots of adult care buildings. I've never seen a space like this.
community is fresh and new. I have a great view of the little ballpark and the trees.
Prairie Green, we provide everything from light housekeeping to laundry services to daily escort, medication reminders, all that little extra stuff.
All the chefs are really great.
Oh, the servants are wonderful. I think they are the nicest. We have programs that keep me busy. So busy that my children can't get a hold of me.
I've seen a lot of positive changes. There are a lot of activities. She feels needed, she feels wanted, she feels included.
Her memory has improved. Her balance has improved. She came in on a walker, completely dependent on the walker, and a week and a half ago she said, "I would like it if you folded that up and put it in the back of the closet. I don't need it."
Well, the staff is wonderful. They're very supportive and very kind.
We all work together to make sure that the seniors have a good place, a secure place, a safe place.
Our community is so tight-knit because we all genuinely care about each other. We see family members come in all the time for our residents and we know them by name.
I am so impressed with the caring level of the staff.
Prairie Green is just so special in many ways.
And I just love it here because I think this is the place to be.
Welcome back. That video is so beautiful and it expresses everything that we're saying about Prairie Green at Dixie Crossing. First of all, that back area, you know, when it get warm, I'm in the back.
I know. And I have to preference that was pre-COVID.
That's right.
We still do socially distanced mask, wearing masks and everything in the community. We still that has not stopped in the community with our residents. So
absolutely. Well, what I can say too is that I would totally agree. I mean, it's your home. So getting that kind of skilled services, the rehabilitation services in your own comfortable home. And I like the way the ladies walk up to the desk as if they were at a hotel checking in and just getting information. Y'all got a lot of things going on. So you have 12 hours of nursing staff on duty. The chef, that plate looked really delicious because you know we're funny about what we eat. The meals. Now, let me ask you this. When we talk
they're still served restaurant style in the dining room. Seniors have worked all their lives. It's time for you to be taken care of and spoiled, and that's what we do.
That's true. That's very true. And I overstand. I'm all in for it. Now, what has been the umbrella of things you can share since we are now into a new administration? You know, we got the new concept that is all over media saying that grandparents now soon will be able to hug their grandchildren. How is that affecting your residents? And what is that feeling that we are getting somewhere close to a new normal? Because I know I'm still going to wear my mask. It's just cute, you know?
Yes.
So, it's become jewelry, you know, something like that.
So we're still wearing masks. We're not quite there yet. Our community, we're still in phase 2. So the next phase, which is phase 3, will allow our community to have in-person and in-room visits, but we're not there yet. We're close. We're not there yet. So we're getting to some form of normalcy. Mm-hmm. But yes, it's all steps, provided that the surrounding area, because everything is truly indicative to the numbers within the county and region. So as long as they stay within the guidelines per the state and IDPH, and we'll be there.
And that's what we're asking everyone. Please go to cdc.gov coronavirus. Find out the updates in your city and state where you reside. It is critical.
Yes.
We have some states who are doing the no, no, no. They're not being as proactive to care for their communities that I can say. And so some are going back. We're seeing now we're going back into, we're not being able to open up as much. What I'm really excited for, honestly, is the business owners, those who are now getting a chance to open their doors and offer their services to the community. I mean, who doesn't like to go out and dine once in a while and have a ice cream or, a fine meal? So congratulations to the owners who have survived or still working through this pandemic, that you get to open up your doors and get income, but also see your favorite, patrons. It's a good thing.
Absolutely.
And it's a happy feeling, when I'm in another state. So I'll tell you, we've been 50%, now we're 75. And we've been dying, they still have the precautions up with the plastic and the borders up, 3 or 4 times at max. So they're still doing it, and it's increasing. And we got a big thing coming up with NCAA here in Indianapolis, might as well tell you. And everybody's running down here, but they are so serious. I was in a grocery store. As a matter of fact, I was in a local convenience store. The sister told a gentleman, he ran in, she said, "Sir, I'm going to need you to purchase a mask if you don't have one with you." So he had to put his items on the counter and purchase a mask. Then he walked through the store. I was like, woo, she won for the day. Because some people let you come in because they want that dollar. It's not that serious.
No.
You know where it can happen. So let's go back to something, Pat, and we're going to have to come back again in April. Maybe just be a reoccurring guest. But let's talk about this. What were some of the, without, of course, giving names because you're very confidential, what were some of the barriers for people who were waiting too late almost to come to your facility? What were those things that come across you that said, you know what, y'all should have been here?
Okay, so the biggest barriers, particularly for supportive living, because we are an affordable assisted living, so there's a financial assistance program where you have to meet the requirements, which is funded through the state, which is the Medicaid program. And the biggest one is financial, the money. The families, they don't want to give up that financial information because it's not us, it's the state.
Right.
We have to submit this information to the state to get you approved for the services so you can reside here. So a lot of times families do not want to do that because of the income. And I do get it and understand because of the pandemic and even previous years where there are probably 3 or 4 generations in a home. So they probably are living and utilizing mom, grandma's income. So if grandma that needs the help decides and needs to come to supportive living, and that's a chunk of income coming out of the home, there's a lot of resistance for families to do what's right in the best interest of grandma versus money. All day long, I'm about the safety of my resident, my senior over. You can't put a value over someone's life. You really can't.
You really can't. And the fact too, if those who are watching and see the video, they're now scheduling tours. Scheduled tours are now being accepted. You have to, because we're visual people, you have to come and see the experience. You saw the people on the video, they drinking lemonade under umbrella, playing cards. Now, we do say this is pre-COVID, but these activities are a part of their lifestyle, keeping them engaged and keeping them getting better with age. You have rehabilitation, you got a chef. I mean, what else? The gentleman that was doing exercise, all this is under one roof, and they have security. So while you are, i.e., on vacation with a travel schedule like many of us have, your loved one is already doing their thing. They on a cruise ship on land, as I keep telling everybody. So it makes sense to think about this situation. Most importantly, Pat, I think, our next conversation, we're going to talk about the downsizing effect.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus, it's a big one. For those who are living in homes, your kids are in California or somewhere else in Florida, I don't know if they may want that house, ma'am or sir. Let's just be clear. So you may want to downsize, shut it all down, get rid of some of the extra stuff, and live in a comfortable environment and keep it moving. I know this is a big one. The downsizing. Oh, my family gonna have my house. They may not want it.
Right. and this is a real conversation. So I can speak personally. So my dad just turned 89. So So we've had those conversations years ago, planning, what if, where you want to be buried, you want to be buried back down south here and all of that. But with the house, first question to me, you plan on staying here? I said, I'm not coming back to this house. I already got my own house. Why I'm gonna come back? And he was like, oh, well then if you're not coming back, there's no point in me doing this because I'm selling it. I'm just letting you know. Why keep it? I have a home. I'm not trying to be bothered with two places. No, sir. So we're in agreement. He's like, okay, fine. I mean, again, have these conversations.
I'm with you. I mean, I know a lot of people now have relationships where, or jobs where they on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's just not the logical thing to keep that home if you don't have to. It's just out.
And here's the realistic thing. My daddy live in the city. I said, Daddy, I can't afford to keep your house because you got a senior exemption. I won't get that.
Girl, and that's real talk. And I think that is a huge one. We're going to have to talk about. We're going to bring some experts back in April to talk about the downsizing effect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that they lose, but it's a gain in so many areas.
But here's another big, let me do a light bulb moment. Okay. So as much as we like to, because I look at it, the children are actually looking for the parent or the loved one, and you're trying to do, I got to make sure it's right because, the guilt factor.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be realistic. The home or where they are right now, how many rooms are they in every day?
Girl.
4 rooms.
Yeah. Bathroom, kitchen.
The living room and the bedroom.
That's it. Wow.
And they're not getting up walking. So the limited mobility, when they do get up and walk, guess what? They're tripping. They're falling.
Points. So
that's why a smaller space is designed for safety. These senior buildings are not designed realistically to accommodate all your needs. It's about safety first.
Yeah. Great point. I didn't think about that. And one of the things I'm going to bring to the forefront too is there was a lady, I saw her on Facebook, on YouTube, who was in her senior apartment and she lost weight, putting on a Fitbit. Her granddaughter bought her a watch, and this lady lost 80 pounds just walking in her unit in her apartment. So you can't be active, but that's why we got a community room if you want to come watch TV on a big screen. And promise you, Lord say the same. We all gonna get there, and we can be outside and be in a community room. Because let me tell you, Prairie Green, they do it big. They do big parties. So we don't want to tell them about what we plan upcoming. We should just wait till we listen to it. Yeah,
right,
okay.
Right,
but we do it big, and we have a lot of fun. But I can tell you all this. Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard is very excited. We're moving into April and May. Our new broadcasts are coming up, and we're going to have some shows for you. But what we can tell you now is that we have something called the Live and Learn series that we're bringing back. The Live and Learn series is something where we have free health screenings in your senior community. We bring some refreshments. We bring an expert on a particular topic. We work with your activity directors and administrators, and we just give you a little pop-up health fair to give you some love and say that we love you. That is coming up real soon, so everyone stay tuned for that. It's called the Senior Talk Live and Learn series, and I will be the host. I have many liaisons across the city, and Pat Edmond is going to be one of the hosts because she's going to be traveling with me because I just like her. She like having smart friends. It's nothing like it.
Yes.
Let me tell you. So we're going to be coming back in April, and our April conversation or next month's conversation is going to be about downsizing. I think we are looking at situations where we have families who have big homes, grew up in the home, and you say 1, 2, 3, 4 generations. And a lot of people that come through are not necessarily staying in the home, but they come to visit and they keep moving. So why would mom and dad choose to stay in the home if they don't have to? Some will, some family members have but you know what? The thing is that we could use the light bulb from you and your dad's conversation to have the conversation now. And I think if we prepare, we're going to be much better equipped and more in tune with our loved ones, desiring to fulfill their wishes and get it all in place, early. And everybody be under the same umbrella of understanding. That's very important.
And we have a lot, my dad and I have a lot of deep conversations, and we have the uncomfortable conversations, the stuff people don't want to talk about. And I'm so grateful and blessed that my father, you know, this is the guilt, our generation and our culture. We have been born and bred to say, you know, I promise I'm not going to put you in no nursing home. Well, I promise I ain't going to do this. My father has already said to me, I'm not going to make you make that promise because, one, I don't know what your life is going to be like, but I know you're going to do the best you can for me. I said, can I take you on a road show?
What you say? Hey, bring him back to pay for older Americans where to say hello to people. Saying what?
Yes. So he gets it and he understands. Because that's the reality.
But you know what, too? You being his daughter with your skill level and knowledge has brought a lot of light bulbs and visibility to him. Has helped him to see things differently, too.
Yes.
So I will say that, you know, some of my members have seen senior living and the senior lifestyle differently through my eyes as being an advocate. So, hey, it's okay. If they get it, that's the whole intent. If one just get it, the living is not in vain, as they say. Absolutely. So I'm very, very, very excited for what we're doing. I want to thank you again, Pat Edmond. Of course, Dixie, Prairie Green at Dixie Crossing, they are taking scheduled tours.
Yes.
You need to call me. 708-754-5700. Do you have a closing remark today, Pat?
I just want to say thank you so much for you having this platform to inform and educate our seniors, but their children as well, because oftentimes seniors are always left out in the conversations.
Yeah.
They're the most powerful. They have the most resources, but they're also sometimes the least respected. So I thank you.
Absolutely.
For that. And I always just wants to say that to you. And, you know, Prairie Green and Dixie Crossing, we honor our seniors here. And, you know, everything is about them, safety, to live life to the fullest. Because I look at it that this is their step for hope and to live life gracefully.
Absolutely. And they continue to get better with age. So tell the line dancing group.
Oh, yeah. They're coming back in May.
They be back in
outdoor line dancing, outdoor chair Zumba. Yes, we already got it booked.
All right. Ready? Ready, huh? We'll throw them dates. I can try to get there because we're going to celebrate older Americans one as big as we can through this pandemic, and we're going to do it safely. But I just thank you for your time and energy, and thank you for being a part of our show as always. So everyone, again, you've been watching Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard. I'm your granddaughter in the community, Clara Hubbard. Please remember to visit our friends at what I keep saying, Prairie Green at Dixie Crossing. Ask for my sister Pat. She'd be glad to assist you. She's Director of Sales and Marketing, 708-754-5700. And please remember, in complete darkness, we are all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. Thank you for making us a part of your day. And we will see you next time for Senior Talk with Clara Hood.